Welcome to Hot Topics in International Trade, brought to you by Braumiller Law Group and Braumiller Consulting Group. Hi, this is Bob Brewer with Braumiller Law Group and Braumiller Consulting Group. Welcome to the podcast. With me, of course, is Victoria Holmes from the Dispatch in Washington, D.C. And she and I were chatting about drones the other day, and I said, well, let's just go ahead and do a podcast on it because this has become huge, obviously, even part of global trade as to who's doing what with the manufacturing on this. This has gotten crazy as to how many are going on, out there with mass scale production, and where are we? Because quite frankly, I think it was Turkey that came up with the very first that was ingenious invention as far as drones in military operation.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey led kind of the way there, but now this is just really taken on a new face with all these different countries getting involved. What'd you find?
So what interested me first in this topic was the fact that there's a lot of tariffs going on. So I'm going to use my laptop for notes because this is like a very fast moving sort of subject. So Trump puts 100% tariffs on thermal drones earlier this month, like August 13th.
Yeah.
And then those tariffs, Section 232 tariffs, are in effect 21 days after. Mm-hmm. Now, there's some leeway for companies that have already been like on this approval list. Like I think they have 180 days, something like that. But I just find it very interesting that now we're starting to get into the tariffing of drone manufacturing. Yeah. But it's interesting because, so this, I think the idea of doing tariffs, I think was around for a while, but really I think took steam in July. Tariffs, became law quite quickly after. China was also doing their own sort of tariffs earlier this month in August. So I don't know. I just find this interesting when it comes to that this is just another level to combating a lot of the stuff that's happening against China, and then also upping our own domestic production, which, it would be awesome if we could open more drone manufacturing plants. And I think we are. I think that's the whole plan.
Everybody's putting the drive on.
Everyone's but it's also interesting because like one aspect of these tariffs, or like one aspect of like what's going on, is that Donald Trump's son, and let me see if I can find the exact like wording around this. Yeah, Donald Trump Jr., his stocks were basically rallying because I think one of the companies that he's the president of, or the board of, or on the, not the president, but on the board of, basically benefits from this sort of law coming into effect. Yeah, I know.
Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thought it? But I just thought, I didn't even catch that. It was like when I was going through my initial research, of course, like as someone who's into free markets, I am not a big fan of tariffs. But Adam Smith, I think it was Adam Smith, was like, well, one of the reasons for supporting tariffs or where tariffs are okay is, for defense of your country. And I was like, yeah. So, but yeah, it is very interesting. So the tariffs take place September 3rd. And it's from this article, from dronexl.co. It says, the clearest winner was a small Florida parts maker whose advisory board, there we go, advisory board. So he's on the advisory board, includes the president's eldest son. That is the second Trump-linked drone company to rally on this order, and neither one is a coincidence that the White House has addressed. So that article was written August 15th, and I haven't seen anything saying that, anyone's asked a question to the president about this.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
And I looked at overall, like, when you brought this up, I was looking at who's producing what. And
yes,
it's just like Ukraine's currently producing hundreds of thousands of drones per month.
Yeah.
It's insane. And some categories over 500,000 per month. So they kind of break it down. They call it these FPCs. These are first-person views.
Yeah.
And if you look at how they're with the goggles on now and how they're kind of manipulating these, and they put like rifles on.
Yeah.
Well, it's become
scary.
It's primitive, and they've become cheap, and they're just mass producing them, and that's how they're getting through. And they bombed like all the refineries in Russia. You've got 600, 800 drones at once.
Yeah.
It's like, how many can they take out?
And they're, like you said, they're only a couple $100s, and they're causing like billions worth of damage.
Well, like I think I mentioned in the last podcast or something, it's not good for Putin right now. He's hiding out in Siberia, I think, because people are getting on, talking YouTube even and saying he needs to go.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like livid. These lines for gas that are miles and miles long, fights at the pump going on,
Yeah.
the rationing, and people are like, this is insane.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the drones have taken the war now. Is look how this can actually change the entire landscape.
For cheap.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say cheap, but relatively less expensive than
Efficient.
what it was. Efficient. There we go.
Very efficient for what it costs. So, and then you look at from that perspective of what China's doing, what the U.S. is doing, and ramping up. China can always mass produce, can always scale up quicker than anybody.
Yeah.
Because their ecosystem for putting these things together is right there in the supply chain.
Well, this was the interesting thing. So one of the cheaper drone manufacturing companies, DJI, I think that's what it's called, was the one that Ukraine and other places were using to retrofit these commercial drones. Yeah. And in fact, I think I was listening to one report. I can't remember if it was by the Wall Street Journal or somewhere else, but I was listening to one report about how it was ISIS that was actually the one that was like,
oh my God! Can you imagine ISIS getting involved with drone?
But like a long time. But like they were the first ones to, I guess like retrofit like 4-quad. Yeah, whatever it's called. And so, but it's just so interesting. Okay, so anyways, back to the DJI point. So DJI was stopped selling directly to Ukraine and Russia in 2022, but they've been able to use, Ukraine and Russia have been able to use these drones just through, I guess, like third-party channels and donations even. I think I saw something about like people, like nonprofits were donating them. That one I want to fact check later on, but I just thought it was interesting that apparently the commercial drone company is like, this wasn't made for war, and yet people are still using it.
Yeah, watch us.
Yeah.
Well, they, like I said, it was to break it down in categories. That FBC's first person view. The other ones is total strike. The distance now has become key for Ukraine going to Russia. Oh yeah, you think we can't hit you in the middle of the? Yes, we can. So that's what's really proven to Putin this is bad. And they've got 500,000 small strike drones per month now. 26 that they're cranking out.
Yeah.
And then there's, like I said, the long range, and then total annual output. I don't know. There'll be somewhere between 1 and 2 million per year, probably in the next 6 months. We'll look at that for 2027.
Yeah.
I don't see any end to this now.
Oh, no.
Putin doesn't want to stop the war regardless of all that's going on right now. But the way that these drones are able to target and hunt down anyone and everything, that's the battlefield now. Yeah. So it's not even, it shouldn't be fought with human beings. It's fought with drones. I mean, even, did you see the robotic dogs now? They got machine guns on these dogs that are going out into the field now. Yes. Yeah. Anything that you can put out there, whether it be in the air or on the ground, that we put the goggles on. And we're miles away, but we will find you. Okay, so you say robotic dogs. I want to pull up. I'm going to put an image on the screen of. Have you seen this robot centaur by 3 halves, a 7-foot-tall, 4-legged teleoperated robot built by California startup Satrice Robotics? Have you seen this thing? It's 7 feet tall. It looks like, but have you seen how it looks like? No, I don't think I've seen it. It looks like it's funky looking. Okay, it's funky looking, and there's even an instruction manual for its safety shutoff, like emergency safety shutoff, how to kill that thing in case it goes crazy. Well, if it's AI driven, it could turn on you. Who knows? We've all seen the movies. That looks like something out of a bad horror flick, though. It literally does. Bad horror flick. This looks like it's pretty good. But then it's crazy because I'm not sure if this was like someone just making fun of it. But one of the images, this actually might be on its website, is it like holding a chainsaw. Yeah, that's why I said horror. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely crazy. So you got some 7-foot robot chasing you with a chainsaw. The new Chainsaw Massacre movie. I don't know where they'd be on that, but number 5 or 6 or whatever. Yeah, crazy. I thought that was pretty. Another thing too is that just to kind of go into the manufacturing part again. I mean, a lot of European companies are I guess investing or repurposing their car manufacturing companies. Oh yeah. Into drone manufacturing companies. That go into that, yes. And that's why China is able to scale so much faster, is because that ecosystem's already in place. Yeah. The supply chain. Not to get anything from anyone else. Do this ourselves. Watch. So they're scaling up like everything that they do mass scale.
Yeah. What do you think of the tariffs? Like from your perspective, as someone is part of a
Well,
international
the
trade.
administration's looking for any way to replace the IEPA money that they've lost.
Mm.
When all is said and done, it's to be around $166 billion
Yeah.
that's coming out of the administration's funds, and they don't like that huge gap that's been created then. So anyway, right now that they can do this, they will. And this is becoming huge. We're sitting here talking about mass production on this. And they're like, let's slap some tariffs on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's revenue.
Yeah.
Look how many we're producing. I mean, it's not just us. It's Turkey still. It's Israel, obviously.
Israel, yeah.
Israel's involved with it. Ukraine. I mean, who else is going to jump on board? Europe, UK. It's niche, but it's growing so fast.
Yeah.
Now. Everybody's thinking this is the future of warfare. So I looked at it. Like I said, I think it was only 0.017% of all military that was going to include this. But it
trade. Affects so much.
Yes, it does. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And to me, when I look at from the perspective of who's going to actually lead in this, we're always going for the higher technology as China goes for the volume. These things are going to become so much more intelligent. That's really where we're heading. So it's not the mass scale and all that. It's going to be, we can actually, here's what we're going to do. Guys got the goggles on, and I've seen this. They're actually going into the underground bunkers, and you can't hide anymore.
Yeah.
You cannot hide.
Yeah.
And the way that these are being able to be tweaked to just, anything and everything that's on the battlefield in front of them, they can take out.
Yeah, but it's also too that people are trying to figure out ways to like defend themselves against the drones. And one thing that I think Russia has been doing is just like putting up nets, and just like the net, and they get caught in these nets.
China's actually come up with something, and I think it's kind of an electronical. What it does is it just sends out a frequency out that just shuts them down, and they fall out of the sky.
Yeah,
that's China's defense. And then I saw, I think it was the Ukraine video where they actually have this gun now that does the same thing. It just, all the wiring just goes crazy within the drone, and it doesn't know what to do anymore. It gets lost in the sky.
Yeah.
It's a cheap way, but it just takes them out.
Yeah.
And then you see guys on the ground firing at these drones with just their rifles, and you could still take them out with that. But that's why the 600, the 800 in mass, how many of these can you take out?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get some through. You're not going to get 100%.
Yeah.
If we're sending these swarms.
Yeah.
The swarms are going to be increasing.
Yeah.
There'll be a time where there'll be like 1,000,
this is
2,000
such a nightmare.
at once. But we just need X amount to get through, because we want to take out the refineries, for instance, in Russia. If we can keep blasting these, I mean, I don't know. It's crazy, but it's the way that things are going as far as war is concerned. And to me, too, when I look at it from the perspective of Ukraine, they're winning the war because of it.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
This has just turned the tide totally for them. So we're behind them. I mean, but here's the same thing. I mean, when it comes to us and Iran, who's going to give them the money and the drones? Well, Russia's still producing them. China's still producing them. I mean, Trump has said we're going to shut you down with sanctions that have, something like never before on the face of the earth has this been done. I'm waiting to see what it is.
Yeah,
this big announcement, but I don't know. I just see that them fueling that fire down there with Iran, with us. That's a proxy war going on with the U.S. Amazing. Who knows what North Korea may even produce it.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I was just saying, this gets even more dangerous.
President Trump, like, in a random, I guess it would be like a media scrum or whatever, he was like, oh, yeah, North Korea's 51 or 57 nuclear weapons or something. Like, he just like randomly just let out the amount of nuclear weapons that we know that they have or whatever. And I saw a meme that was like every CIA analyst, some random CIA analyst just like folding his hand.
I don't know. Went in one ear and out the other, because I was a little put off by him blessing getting out of the drills with South Korea. And then him blessing Kim Jong-un.
I didn't see that.
Yes, I have a good relationship with him, so I'm going to pull back. It's really because South Korea didn't jump in with us with the blockade.
Okay.
They said no thank you to that. And he's like, oh yeah, well I'm going to stop the drills with you then now. But he's blessed, like, I have a good relationship with Kim Jong-un.
I'm sure he does.
Like, what? We're going back to the love letters. I don't know, but I'm just saying that, mentioning what they're doing at the same time. Sending 50,000 troops to Ukraine. Yet
Yeah.
we're in a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
A good relationship.
Wait, who's sending 50,000 troops to Ukraine?
North Korea is sending 50,000?
No, to Russia.
To Russia, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
In order to, did I say it wrong? Yeah.
Yeah.
To battle Ukraine.
Yeah.
I think that's something that you can't take it back.
Mm.
You know,
Mhm.
President of the United States said that, and
Yeah.
that to me was that's insanity at its best. I'm sorry, but ooh.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Ooh was right.
If they get involved with drone production,
Yeah.
look out.
Yeah. I have a friend that always, you were, when he said that, I have a friend that always does that. She always goes, not good.
Not good.
In her like thick accent that she has. And she's like, yeah. And so whenever something goes wrong in my head, I just go, ooh, that's good.
Well, we're all out of time right now on the drone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was
Interesting.
sorry. There's so much to talk
I
about.
hope
there.
people found this as interesting as I did, especially with this recent tariff. Yeah.
It's just crazy what's going on with the drone production globally right now.
Yeah.
Who's in the lead and where this is going with warfare.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But thanks for stopping in.
Thank you for having me. This is always fun to chat.
Yeah, yeah. Stick around. I'm going to do on Ginger's up.
Ginger.
Next. Ginger and I are going to talk about China and robotics, kind of leading into that. So thanks, everybody.